It takes a minute. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to She Blurs Podcast. Today's guest is Vince and Mickey. Hi, Vince and Mickey.
Hi, Brooke. How are
Thank
you?
you for coming on my show today.
Thank you for
My
having us.
pleasure.
So, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourselves?
Sure.
Okay,
You want to start, Mickey, or you want me to start?
you start.
Well, I
I'm
am
the sidekick. You're the star.
I am a cosmetic chemist and a perfumer for about 25 plus years. So I means I develop hair care, skin care, fragrances, bath and body products, pretty much everything you possibly can imagine. And we do it from conception to launch, meaning we do the whole program from like your idea all the way to the market shelf. And during that period of 25 years, a lot of things have happened. So I decided to write a book and try and put it all out there. I personally have a tremendous amount of learning disability, so I was able to put my story down via tape, and Mickey is my lovely and delightful and beautiful ghostwriter who had to listen to me talk for almost 7 years. So she took my story and put it into a comprehensible, flowable, manageable, readable, digestible story, stomachable, I should even say as well. That was one thing we have going on. I have a documentary coming out in the fall called Skin Deep, which is a documentary, a docu-series kind of showing America how we develop products from beginning to end and processing that whole line. In addition, I have my own product line that just came out too called Caviar and Diamonds, which is a high-end prestige product line that you can get on my website, which is for all skin types and all demographics and good for everybody. So we have a little bit going on with me. And then Mickey is a writer. No, kidding.
Nice.
That's me. I want to talk about caviar and diamonds for a minute. I'm actually 104, but I use caviar and diamonds. So that's usually Vince's line.
Yeah, I thought you were 107, but that's okay. Close enough.
107. Oh, darn. Yeah. Just 3 years there. Yeah. No, I'm a freelance writer and ghostwriter, and I've done about 6 books with people like Vince, fun people. But I will tell you that writing the book with Vince was the most fun of all.
Yay!
Never, yeah, you know that. There's never a time when we don't giggle and laugh and have a good, yeah.
That's awesome. So, what inspired you to build your own skincare line?
Well, that's been my whole career, Brooke. I've been doing it, since I was 20 years old, and I opened my company in summer of '95, and I've been developing all this category of beauty products for celebrities, doctors, retailers, private brands, everyone you can imagine, my whole career. So I've always wanted to do it for myself as well. So I have a tremendous amount of experience doing it for other people, but I always wanted to get my own name out there as well. So that always was the plan from day one. But I happen to get very good at doing it for other people too. So that's kind of kept my craft going over the years.
That's amazing. I'm always looking for skincare stuff because my skin is very, very, very dry and ashy. And so I started taking vitamins, and it's clearing up a little bit to where it's not noticeable, but it's really, really flaky.
Yeah, well, it looks good from here.
Huh?
It looks good from here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you can see the flakes then. So how did you come up with the name of your brand?
My name is actually my first name in Italian. So my full legal name is Vincenzo Michelangelo Spinnato. So Vincenzo is my Italian name. I'm 100% Italian. So that was something I planned from even when I was a teenager. I already had my name and logo and design picked out. Even like at 14 years old, I had a friend of mine that I was in high school with that developed a logo, for me. So I had that name picked out from my early teens, and I still kept it even to now.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you could think back to when the first moment to where you started your skincare line, how has your skincare line evolved over the years?
Well, it's taken me so long to develop it. It's a good question because it took almost 10 years to develop the whole brand. And as again, because I do it for other people, I wanted to make sure, I had to have something that's going to be unique and different and not what I'm doing out for my other clients. We don't want to be competing against each other, obviously. So as I kept working on this brand, I had to keep my regular day job going. So technology kept changing and improving and improving. So it's kind of like one of those things you can keep changing it a million times and never get finished. It's kind of what I was doing. Then finally, a couple of years ago, I said, okay, this is what I want to do. I got to stop, get it done, get it dialed in, and get it out there because I can keep revising it forever because I have new technology that gets introduced to me every year from our suppliers and vendors and stuff. So we can always keep going.
Ah, that's awesome. So, are there any exciting upcoming launches that you want to tell our listeners about?
Yeah, we actually have a real big one coming up, and Mickey's already smiling, but we have I got very lucky to get awarded to do to develop a Judy Garland fragrance for her 100th birthday, which is next June of 2022 for her centennial, and I'm doing it with her, her estate and her trust with her daughters Liza Minnelli and Lorna Luff and her other son Joey Luff. So it's a really exciting project to do. Develop a perfume, or in this case, a fine fragrance that's going to be unisex for such a gigantic legend and icon. So it's really exciting.
Definitely. So how long does how long does it take for you to develop a fragrance line like that?
Normally about 2 years. We're kind of fast tracking this one because Judy's birthday is June of 2022. So we're kind of been a little bit, but I've already been working on it for about 8 months already. But it normally takes about 2 years from beginning to end, roughly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Mickey, this question's for you. So why were you interested in writing his memoir?
I love writing people's memoirs, and you can see my cat. She's about to photobomb the program again, I think. I can't seem to get rid of her. Right. I've been a journalist for decades, and I met a Holocaust survivor, and she asked me if I could write her story. And I had never done a book before, and I told her that. And but it was the beginning of kind of a beautiful relationship, not only with her, but with writing people's memoirs, trying to get their voice and their personality and kind of put myself in their shoes. And it was kind of like play acting, I guess, in the beginning when you do it. And just so much fun and something I thoroughly enjoy doing.
That's amazing. So can you give our listeners like a brief summary of the memoir?
Of Vince's memoir?
Yeah.
Well, he was born. Vince knew from the time that he was 10 years old that he wanted to develop a skincare line. And that came from hours and hours and hours of watching The Young and the Restless with his grandmother on the couch. And how many 10-year-old boys would rather sit and watch The Young and the Restless than go out and play ball with the friends?
Me.
He was single-minded all the way through school. Like you said, he developed his line. I think a high school friend designed his first bottle. Isn't that right? His first product.
Yep.
And just never kind of gave up. And he had this certainly not an easy path to what he wanted to do. He was bullied as a kid. He had all kind of learning disabilities, but he headed to California when he was less than 19 years old, Vince?
Yeah, I was 19. I was 19, correct.
Just got in his car from New Jersey and drove to California, determined to become a cosmetic chemist, and lived off of his credit cards and did everything he could to get that going, and built up clients one after another. And there's so many instances in Vince's life that you just say that couldn't happen, but it really did. It really did.
Fortunately, it did.
Yeah.
Wow. So you left home at 19 by yourself?
Yep. Just hopped in the car and drove. And
wow.
To Mickey's point, I really didn't know where I was going. I just was kind of like almost doing a run for the hills type thing. So I was like, I don't know if I was going to stop in Texas or Denver or Chicago or California. And then finally, I just kept driving and I got to Malibu in California. So I said, okay, it's either here or Tokyo. There's no other further way. No much further to go. That's it. That's a wrap. So that's where I ended up.
Wow, that's awesome. I can't believe you went by yourself. I'm so scared. I was wanting to do that, but I'm like scared. I'm scared to leave Kentucky. Like
Yeah, I think you have to be wired a certain way, I think, for sure. It's different personalities.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what did you find most interesting working with Vince?
his personality, the bizarre things that happened to him, like getting caught in a tornado and being chained under a bridge so that he wouldn't get blown away, and getting caught in a water slide at a fancy resort that took butter and a lost bathing suit to get him out, and flying on a plane just post 911 that was followed by fighter jets and threatened to be shot down because there had been a threat on board. I mean, just one after another incidents in his life that just kept right on coming, and still do.
Your life sounds like a movie. Like, that's something I would never think.
We hope it will be.
We're working on it.
That's awesome. I want to thank you both for coming on my show today.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Brooke, I appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
You two have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey everyone. So I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Mickey and Vince. If you would like to read about his skincare line, then you can go to his website. It's tinkering below. If you want to see his upcoming launch that he's doing with Eliza Minnelli, which is pretty cool, then you can also check that out on his website. So I want to thank you all so much for your support, for supporting my podcast, and thank you all so much for listening and sharing, and I hope you all have a great day.